chill. It is sweeping through upstate New York here in late December. But we've got football from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Buffalo Bills. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys victorious a week ago, trying to make it 2 in a row here. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys know a home playoff game is in their future. They have clinched the division and look to be a real force in the AFC. And we are underway in Buffalo. This across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And they'll be led out by their 9th-year quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
First down, Ravens.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. He's got it to the 43 here. 2nd and 6.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. And he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week. And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's completed right side to Palmer. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
14 more yards. That's another Bills first down.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Josh Palmer with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bills are on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Ravens, nothing.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Ravens first down.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 45-yard line.
He'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line. The Bills offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. They'll try and start this drive in the air. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Quick throw there is incomplete. Josh Palmer, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. When you look at this defense, they're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people. Put them on the ground.
Hey, watch him right here. Go, go, go.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Bills lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That second down play nets a -4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Baltimore.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the Bills' 20.
They'll set up the throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. A solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to Palmer. And a gain of 3 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. As these guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. They go play action here on 1st down. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Back to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Ravens.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation. And they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bills offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Now 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up.
He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, two's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
48-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2nd and 12. Motion man is Shakir. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's taken in by Palmer. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it is caught. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
On first down, they'll go the ground attack. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll set up to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
A gain of 1 yard on the play.
They'll throw now on the final play. Touchdown, Bills. Josh Palmer in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
They're just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now the extra point try forthcoming. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6.
Makes the score Bills 28.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. It is Week 17. Playoff spots on the line, seeding on the line, coaching jobs may be on the line. Let's dive in. Our trip around the NFL starts now. We begin in Foxborough, the Patriots at home to take on the LA Chargers. And it's the tight end, Will Dissly. He's going to bring this one in, and away he goes. 77 yards for the touchdown. From there, why don't we go out to the space city of Houston? Looking in on the Texans, they're playing host to the Miami Dolphins. And this is the quarterback of the Dolphins. He's got a couple of touchdown passes in this first half, including this one. This one's gone to halftime with the Dolphins with an 8-point advantage, 21-13 the score at the break. One more to show you real quick. It's over in Tampa, the Buccaneers taking on the Cowboys. And this one, I'm not quite sure what to make of this. He was a big factor in the first half, as evidenced by this play right here. With that, we'll show you the playoff picture in the NFC. Still lots to be decided as we speed towards a conclusion next week. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters, as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. He gets away from the run, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
41-yard line.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43.
15 yards. That's good for a Bills.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Intended for Josh Palmer. Incomplete.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And 10.
They'll drop to throw. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 31-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one and earns him a fresh set of downs.
At the 31-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
8-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd.
Davis will try to run for it. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? They'll look to throw. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Ravens 6.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit out as they will send this one away. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
At their own 41-yard line.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. That is brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
If this were baseball, we call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up the 4th down.
And he's got enough for the 1st across midfield to the 48.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. It's a gain of 3. And
they're going to look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. Oh, good move. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. Now back to throw. That's caught right side by Palmer. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
And the Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That's a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to make it 4th down. And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, or the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
At the 23-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gain of 12. First down, Baltimore.
On play action, they'll throw. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and now it's 3rd and 4. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
8-yard pickup.
Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bills' 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to throw again. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 62 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Gain of 16 yards. And the Ravens first down.
Right back to him on first down. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 21-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll throw right side here, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Baltimore.
Now a play fake here on first down. Now a run here off the... And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now 2nd and 5. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 28 yards. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
First down. It's a gain of 10.
They'll look to throw now on first down. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's the option.
24-yard line.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Ravens have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here later. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Davis. He'll try and run some clock. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. Has his man, it's Shakir. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A 1st down carry for Davis. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll drop to throw. Shakir hauls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
They go play action here on first down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Second and 10.
It's now second and
They go back to the ground now with Davis. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. He'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. They'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's first and 10. He's back to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Here's first down.
That's another Baltimore first down. A gain of 22 yards. First down, Baltimore.
Back to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete.
They took a big shot there for the end zone, and if he finds a way to come up with it, that might be your game winner. But it was not to be. The coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brings up third down and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 35.
Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 35.
And he clocks it with just over 30 seconds left. Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's second and 10 now. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. But this offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down. They'll try again here. Second and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Now back to throw.
Yards to go.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive. The bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome was in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting, but in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for the Bills, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.